Hooty-hoo, all my stock market gamblers. Welcome today. It's Monday. The stock market's back open. It's March 8th. What do we got going on? Well, let's take a look. We got going on that Dow is up about 400 points. Why? Well, we passed that stimulus bill, $1.9 trillion. Did you see the Senate when they passed it on Saturday? They were all clapping and jumping up and down. Like, okay, is this a good thing or is it a bad thing? I'm not really sure. You're probably going to get $1,400, but look at some of the states, what they're getting. Like, I think California, they get almost $50 billion. I mean, these are a bailout to states that are, they squandered their money, so they're going after the federal money, and they got to pay. We got to pay. We're the ones paying. The taxpayers paying. So they get all this bailout money. The bad states that squandered the money get the most money. The good states that were fiscally responsible, well, they don't get the money. So what's going to happen with this $1 trillion? $1.9 trillion. What's going to find its way into the stock market? It's going to inflate the values. It's going to inflate the prices of a lot of stuff. It's going to inflate the prices of gasoline. Gasoline's going to be going up. Food's going to be going up. The stock market's going to be going up. Houses are going to be going up. You keep pumping the money and we keep blowing up the debt bubble. Well, let's take a look. Okay, so we had a little bit of a pullback. We all know that. Anyways, we had the pullback was the most on the Nasdaq. The SPY here, what are we, 1 or 2% off an all-time record high? Not really much of a pullback. Yeah, we had a little pullback there, but the 50-day, as you can see, this 50-day is held up. Now, I think we got a little bit to run in this bounce upward. We're bouncing upward, but do I think this correction's over? I do not. Let me show you the reason why. The reason why is because of the Nasdaq. The S&P 500, the SPY is holding up nice. It's holding its 50-day. But look at this poor Nasdaq, the QQQs. It has violated the 50-day, and you notice there's not much left here except in air down to the 200-day. Now, what's going to happen? Okay. What I think will happen is the bounce that we're having now is going to continue a little bit. We may bounce back as high as 320 on the QQQs. We're at 309 right now. We may bounce back to the 50-day moving average. We may bounce back up here. That's what I'm playing for. We're playing this bounce. Okay, but be careful because I don't think we're going to get above the 50-day. I think we're going to come all the way down to this 200-day. Now that's going to be quite the correction. It's going to be about 20% correction on the QQQ, on the Nasdaq. We were down about 10% on Friday when we got the recovery. We got the bounce. I mean, you could have bought some stuff on Friday. Let's take a look at one that you could have bought. Well, let's take a look at the VIX first. Okay, the VIX here, right now, it's sitting right below 25. It was just up to 32 on Thursday. Okay, last Thursday. Then Friday, it came down a little bit. And then today, we're sitting below 25. Nothing to be concerned about, right? Well, I think we're going to get a bounce back up higher. But first, we'll probably pull down a little bit, hit the 50-day, and then we're going to bounce higher. The fear right now is out of the marketplace. The reason the fear is out of the marketplace is because of this $1.9 trillion that we're putting into the market. It's going to find its way into the market. We're not putting the money in the market. We're handing out all the free money to everybody. Now, where does money flow to? Where can it flow to? The stock market is the only game in town. The real economy is done. It's over. It's dead. Now, a lot of people are saying, but Mike, the COVID is coming to an end. We're going to bounce high in the real economy. Maybe I don't really see that happening. I at least don't see that happening yet. Definitely not yet. But maybe everything's going to go back to normal. Do you think it's going to go back to normal? Do you think everything's just going to spike back up and we're going to have this big rush of the regular economy? All the jobs are going to come back. Everybody's going to go back to work? I don't see it that way. I see people getting paid to stay at home still, and I see that continuing on forever. I know. How are they going to end it? People don't have to pay their mortgage now. They don't have to pay rent. And they're getting money just to stay at home. How's this going to end? It's not going to end well. I don't know exactly how it's going to end. A lot of people think we're just going to go back to normal. Maybe we will. Maybe we will. I don't see it that way. I do not see it that way. But let's take a look at a couple of charts. Here's a chart of Tesla. Now Tesla here, you could have played this bounce. We were trading below 550 on Friday. Buy signal comes in. We jump up above 600, 10% one day. Okay, that's if you're a trader. If you're a trader. Now if you're a hodler, it's kind of a little different. Because you were at 900 just a month ago about. And now you're down here at 600. That's 33% off. Well, what happened up here? Well, up here they started buying Bitcoin. Okay, is that what Tesla should be doing? Should they be buying Bitcoin? They bought $1.5 billion of it. Well, the stock just kind of sold off. Maybe the people that own the Tesla stock, maybe they don't want Tesla buying Bitcoin. Maybe Tesla would have been better buying lottery tickets, $1.5 billion lottery tickets. Maybe they would have won on them all. I don't really have the answer, but I can show you right here. It was at 900, now it's at 600. Maybe here's what Tesla should do. Maybe they should sell their Bitcoin, $1.5 billion of Bitcoin, and start to buy their own stock back. Show the company, the shareholders, that they believe in the company, that they believe in what they're doing, that they're not just trying to become a Bitcoin trust, a Bitcoin gambler, if you will. Now, I'm a stock market gambler. I got nothing against gambling in Bitcoin. Matter of fact, I recommend it. Bitcoin's probably going higher. I think it's going to get to $100,000. But I don't think it's a place where companies should be gambling in the Bitcoin market. They should be concentrating on making electric vehicles. If they're an electric vehicle company, that's what they should be concentrating on. So maybe sell that $1.5 billion worth of Bitcoin and start to buy their stock back so we can get it going up to 900 to 1,000 again. And I think it's going to get up there. Now maybe it comes all the way down to the 200-day first, which would be just below 500. Below 500, I'd even be a buyer of it. I would be a buyer. And I'm not a big Tesla fan. Love the cars, just not a fan of the stock so much. But down below 500, hit that 200-day, I think it'll be good for a trade to bounce right off of it. All right, so let's take a look at another chart here. This one's called, anyways, this is MicroStrategy. The reason I want to just show this to you is MicroStrategy wants to be a Bitcoin trust also. They've been buying Bitcoin, but they were just at 1,300 just, a month ago, 30 days ago, 1,300. They announced they're taking out loans. They're borrowing money to buy more Bitcoin. They're actually borrowing money on their stock to buy more Bitcoin. Now you'll notice their stock went from 1,300 down to 650. It got chopped in 50% down. Maybe this trend of buying Bitcoin for corporations is not what they want to be doing with their money. Maybe they should, if their company's so good, maybe they should invest it in their company instead of investing it into Bitcoin. Everybody wants to be a Bitcoin trust. I just don't agree with the philosophy of corporations taking shareholder money and going to the casino and gambling on Bitcoin. Now, I think MicroStrategies might actually be a good trade right here. $650 sitting right on the 50-day. Strong up moving the 50-day. I think it will bounce back to 1,000. I do. We'll see what happens on that one. Okay, but they're also trying to become the Bitcoin trust. I just don't believe in that. Now this one I find fascinating. This is ARK, ARKK. This is an ETF of innovative companies. Kathy Woods runs this. A lot of people think she's the Warren Buffett of the modern times. Well, is she really? Okay, so since last March, her ETF has gone up about 200%. And everybody go, oh man, she's so smart. And they're throwing money at her right and left, billions and billions of dollars. $15 billion just in the last year got added to her ETF. $15 billion. That's a lot, because people that run ETFs, they want you to invest in them. That's how they get paid. They get paid by taking a share of the profits from what they invested. Now, okay, so she's a genius, but last month she was at, well, 160, let's call it. Okay, a month later she hit down here to 110. That's like a 30% drop. Now, why did she drop 30%? Because she's heavily invested in Tesla. Now, okay, maybe she'd be smart to be all in on Tesla, because Tesla didn't go up 200% like her ARKK ETF did. It went up 700% since March, 700. Maybe she should have just forgot all the other companies and just bought Tesla. Now, is she a genius? No, she's a gambler. She's a gambler. She's like me. Don't get me wrong. I love gamblers. Stock market gambler. But when you gamble, you got to know when to get off the train. Okay, she didn't know to get off. She's riding it back down. Now, what's benefiting her? Well, the 1.9 trillion is going to benefit her, but low interest rates have been what drove her up. What's making her ETF crash? Well, high interest rates. Look at the 10-year. We're back at 1.6 today. Watch that. If it goes higher, the market's going to come in, and her ETF is going to come down here to the 200-day and maybe even lower. So just watch the 10-year. Watch what the yields are doing. We're at 1.6 right now today on it. But I think this 1.9 trillion is going to find its way into the stock market. I think the bounce that we're having is going to continue. It's going to continue until the Nasdaq, until the QQQ gets up towards its 50-day, and then it's going to continue the correction lower. Okay, and I think the correction is going to be 15 to 20%. Now, we hit a 10% correction on the QQQ. We did get down 10%, and that's where's the buying, where you start nibbling at the stocks because there's going to be a bounce. We came down there pretty quickly. But I think the correction's got more downward to go. But First we got to bounce a little bit, because we got to do the celebration dance, because we passed that $1.9 trillion. I'm not celebrating it. I think it's bad for America. I think it's bad for you. I think it's bad for me. Yeah, we get the little stimulus check. Woohoo! But watch the prices at the grocery store go up. Watch the gasoline prices go up. Things are going up higher. Now, if you like this stuff, I talk about a lot of this stuff. Give me a thumbs up. Why not? Punch that button. If you really like it, hit the subscribe button, because we're going to talk more about this later in the week. I got some interesting things coming up to talk about this week. So if you like it, hit the subscribe button. Get out there. Have a great Monday. I'm Tall Mike. We'll talk again real soon. Bye-bye now.